Ever wonder why Europeans have lower rates of heart disease, cancer and Alzheimer's, and live on average over 5 years longer, age better, and stress less than Americans? It's about lifestyle, culture, food, healthcare, and even how they spend their afternoons. In this video, we're diving into the surprising reasons Europeans outlive Americans and what you can do to live longer, healthier, and happier. Stick around because the last one might blow your mind. Chapter 1. Diet differences. Let's talk food. In the US, fast food is king. In Europe, it's fresh, whole, and local. From Italy's Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, fish, and fresh veggies, to France's focus on quality over quantity, Europeans tend to eat meals made from scratch with real ingredients. European diets, particularly traditional ones, are often considered healthier than the standard American diet due to their emphasis on whole, minimally processed foods, better fat sources, and more plant-based ingredients. Below are key foods and dietary patterns that set European eating habits apart and contribute to better health outcomes. Europeans, especially in Mediterranean and Nordic regions, consume far fewer ultra-processed foods compared to Americans. In the US, about 60% of caloric intake comes from ultra-processed foods, while in Europe, this ranges from 14% to 44%, depending on the country. European diets emphasize fresh vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, and whole grains, which are linked to lower risks of chronic diseases. These habits, along with stricter food regulations and a cultural emphasis on communal meals, contribute to better metabolic and cardiovascular health outcomes. Chapter 2. Less sugar, more walking. In America, we drive everywhere, even to the gym. In Europe, walking is life. Cities are walkable, public transport is the norm, and stairs are no big deal. Europeans burn more calories daily just by moving naturally. The United States is the world's largest consumer of sugar, with an average daily intake of 126.4 grams per person, largely due to the prevalence of processed foods and larger portion sizes. In comparison, even the highest consuming European countries, such as Germany, consumes 102.9 grams, the Netherlands, 102.5 grams, Ireland, 96.7 grams, and Belgium, 95 grams, consume less sugar per person than Americans. Many European countries, especially in Southern and Eastern Europe, have much lower average sugar intakes. For example, Luxembourg averages just about 29.6 grams per day. Europeans walk significantly more than Americans on average. Studies show that Europeans walk about 238 miles per person per year, compared to only 87 miles per person per year in the United States. Additionally, Europeans average around 6,800 steps daily, while Americans average about 4,700 steps. This difference is largely due to urban design and cultural habits. European cities tend to be more compact and walkable, with many destinations within a 15-minute walk, encouraging daily walking for errands, commuting, and shopping. For example, 22 to 26% of people in countries like France, Germany, and the UK walk to work, compared to just 3% of Americans. Europeans also tend to make more frequent, smaller shopping trips on foot, contributing to higher daily step counts. Americans walk less frequently and less safely, partly due to urban planning and infrastructure that prioritizes driving over walking. European countries do not encourage drive-through food and drink purchasing. Chapter 3. Portion control and mindful eating. Ever notice the size of meals in Europe compared to the US? Smaller plates and no free refills. And no supersize me. Europeans are more mindful eaters. They eat to enjoy, not to stuff food in their mouths. And guess what? They don't snack nearly as often. By giving the digestive system breaks, eating slowly, and stopping when full, Europeans protect their metabolism and gut health, two key pillars of a long life. When it comes to fast food and restaurant servings, studies and comparisons show that typical American fast food portions, such as fries, soft drinks, chicken nuggets, and pizzas, are substantially larger than those in European countries like the UK. For example, McDonald's fries and drinks in the US can be nearly double the size of their UK counterparts, and the largest Domino's pizza in the US is about 30% larger in surface area than in the UK. Similarly, KFC large fries in the US are 100% bigger than in the UK, and the largest chicken buckets are bigger as well. Observational studies and direct measurements in comparable restaurants also confirm this difference. American portions are, on average, 25% larger than those served in France. In practical terms, a plate of fish and chips in the US will have a larger serving of fries and a smaller proportion of protein compared to the French version, where protein takes up more of the plate and starchy sides are less dominant. French meals are generally described as smaller, but still filling, with an emphasis on balance and enjoyment rather than excess. Chapter 4. Universal Healthcare. Access to healthcare is a game changer. In most European countries, no one skips a doctor visit because they're scared of the bill. Preventive care is standard. Chronic conditions are treated early, and medications are affordable. That's a big contrast to the US, where millions go without care until it's too late. Most European countries provide universal, tax-funded healthcare coverage for all citizens, ensuring access to essential medical services with little or no out-of-pocket costs beyond modest copays. Nearly everyone is covered, and basic healthcare is considered a right. The US system is primarily private and market-based, with millions remaining uninsured despite reforms like the Affordable Care Act. About 28 million non-elderly Americans lack health insurance, and many face high out-of-pocket costs. Healthcare spending per capita is much lower in Europe. In 2024, wealthy European nations averaged $5,505 per person. The US spends far more, averaging $14,570 per person in 2024, yet does not achieve better health outcomes. In the United States, the estimated total healthcare cost for a family of 4 covered by an employer-sponsored plan is $32,000. Chapter 5. Work-life balance and vacation time. Europeans don't live to work, they work to live. The European Union mandates a minimum of 4 weeks, 20 working days, of paid vacation per year for all workers. Many European countries exceed this minimum, with some offering 30 or more paid vacation days. And that's not including parental leave, shorter work weeks, holidays, and protected lunch breaks. In contrast, the United States has no federal law guaranteeing paid vacation time, leaving it up to employers to decide. While many US employers offer paid time off, the average is around 10 days per year, significantly less than in Europe. It's not uncommon for Europeans to have a month or more of paid time off annually. Studies indicate that 60% of Europeans take 21 or more days off each year, compared to only 13% of Americans. Contrast that with the US, where burnout is normalized and taking time off is seen as lazy. Chronic stress is linked to nearly every major disease, and Europeans have figured out how to keep it at bay. Chapter 6. Community and social connection. Want to live longer? Make friends. Studies show that strong social connections are more predictive of longevity than diet, exercise, or even smoking status. Extensive research shows that people who are more socially connected, meaning they have supportive relationships with friends, family, and their community, enjoy significantly better health and longer lives than those who are socially isolated or lonely. In many European countries, community is everything. Family dinners, daily chats with neighbors, shared holidays. It's about connection, not isolation. Togetherness is a way of life. In the US, loneliness has become a public health crisis. Having strong and secure relationships can increase your chances of living longer by up to 50%. Social isolation, on the other hand, raises the risk of premature death by as much as 26 to 32%. This loneliness gap is particularly pronounced among late baby boomers and Generation X, but it is present across age groups. Chapter 7. Increase in obesity. Let's talk numbers. The obesity rate in the United States is significantly higher than in Europe. As of 2024, about 44% of American men and 48% of American women were classified as obese, making the US the high-income country with the highest obesity rates. Nearly 3 in 4 adults in the US are now considered overweight or obese, and these numbers are projected to continue rising. In contrast, European countries generally have much lower obesity rates. While rates vary by country, most European nations report adult obesity rates between 15% and 25%, with only a few countries approaching or slightly exceeding 25%. No European country comes close to the US figures of over 40% adult obesity. Americans consume a significant proportion of their calories from ultra-processed foods, which are high in sugar, salt, unhealthy fats, and calories but low in fiber and nutrients. Sugar-sweetened beverages are a major source of excess calories. The obesogenic environment in the US includes easy access to unhealthy foods, aggressive marketing of junk food, and limited access to healthy options. The average American now consumes 23% more daily calories than in 1970, with nearly half coming from flour and grains, and an increased intake of corn-derived sweeteners. And it's not just about vanity. Obesity increases the risk of diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and early death. European diets, especially in Southern and Western Europe, emphasize fresh fish, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats like olive oil. Meals are more often home-cooked, and communal dining is common, which supports healthier eating patterns and portion control. Europeans incorporate movement into their daily lives, not just through exercise, but through chores, errands, and recreation. They're active without even trying. Movement is medicine. Chapter 8. Food regulations. Did you know that many food additives banned in Europe are still legal in the US? We're talking artificial dyes, preservatives, and hormones in meat. Several chemicals and food additives are banned in Europe due to health concerns, but are still allowed in food products in the United States. Here are some of the most notable examples. Titanium dioxide, used to whiten and brighten foods like candies, baked goods, and icing. Banned in Europe since 2022 due to concerns about its potential to damage DNA and accumulate in the body, but still found in many US products such as Skittles, Hostess cupcakes, and some ice creams. Potassium bromate, added to bread and baked goods to improve texture and help dough rise. Classified as a possible carcinogen and banned in Europe, as well as in countries like Canada, China, and India, but still permitted in the US and present in some breads and frozen pizzas. Propylparaben, a preservative used to extend shelf life in baked goods and tortillas. Linked to hormone disruption in animal studies and banned in Europe since 2006, but still allowed in the US and found in products like bread and bakery items. Azotocarbonamide, used as a dough conditioner in bread and baked goods. Banned in Europe due to concerns about respiratory issues and links to cancer, but still legal in the US. Brominated vegetable oil, BVO, used in some sodas and sports drinks to keep citrus flavoring from separating. Banned in Europe over concerns about potential effects on the nervous system and thyroid, but still allowed in the US. Red dye 3, a synthetic food coloring linked to cancer in animal studies, banned in Europe but still used in some US candies, cereals, and snacks. Chapter 9. The mindset shift. Maybe the biggest difference is mindset. In Europe, life is to be enjoyed, not rushed, and meals are to be cherished. Work has its place, but it is always framed in balance. Americans strongly identify with their jobs and careers. Work is central to self-image and success. In the US, there is a living-to-work mentality, with a focus on productivity, ambition, and being available for work at all times. Work often defines social status and personal worth. Europeans view work as just one part of life. Work to live is a common mindset. Jobs are less central to identity, and there is a greater emphasis on leisure, personal time, and enjoying life outside of work. Americans, success is often measured by material wealth, career achievement, and personal advancement. Europeans, success can be defined by quality of life, relationships, and community involvement, not just career or financial status. What can we learn from our friends across the Atlantic? Eat real and fresh food, move more, and stress less. And don't forget to take that vacation. If you found this video from Health Equals Wellness eye-opening, share it with a friend who needs a reminder to slow down and enjoy life. Hit that like button, subscribe for more health and longevity tips, and let us know in the comments what lifestyle habit you are ready to change today.